The Daily Mail reports Donald Trump delivers on promise to sue the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch over Epstein birthday card. So we have more Epstein for you guys. More Epstein.
I'm so glad.
Discussion.
More lawsuits.
I'm dying. I'm so.
Well, what did you think about that fake letter, though?
That's exactly what he's talking
I'm just saying,
about.
like, what do you think about that? Like, who do you think that's real?
It is the most nothingest of nothing burgers ever created.
Tell me, what is it?
Okay, so it's like this
You
weird.
don't even know
poem.
what it is.
No, this is the first I
Sick.
heard of it.
So they wrote it. The Wall Street Journal said that they had this, smoking gun of incriminating Donald Trump and his connection with Jeffrey Epstein. And what it was a personal letter written to Jeffrey Epstein on his 50th birthday, which was like in 2003. And supposedly Donald Trump ended his relationship with him in 2008 when he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, allegedly. But long story short, the poem's very cringe and it's very weird.
It's all. It's
and
all
the end
just
of the
nothing.
poem, though, is so weird. It's like, I hope every day is a new wonderful
But
secret.
it's just all.
like-
All right, so listen, let me read the headline here. Donald Trump delivers on promise to sue Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch over Epstein birthday card. Donald Trump followed through on his promise to sue the Wall Street Journal and its owner, Rupert Murdoch, after the paper reported on his alleged involvement with a 50th birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein. Court records show the libel suit filed in the Southern District of Florida against Wall Street Journal, Dow Jones, and Rupert Murdoch, CNBC reported. A copy of the complaint was not immediately available. The case was filed in Miami federal court. A bombshell report in the Wall Street Journal on Thursday claimed Trump wrote a bawdy 50th birthday card to Epstein, which it concluded, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." The newspaper said it had reviewed a typewritten letter bearing Trump's signature, framed by the seemingly hand-drawn outline of a naked woman that Ghislaine Maxwell included in a 2003 birthday album. Even if Donald Trump wrote that, which I don't think that he actually wrote the card. If you actually read, I don't think that he dictated it. I don't think he had anything to do with the actual writing of the stuff in it. But even if he did, it is still a nothing burger. It still doesn't do anything. Everyone knows that Donald Trump and Epstein were friends until 2005 or 6 or whatever when he kicked them out of Mar-a-Lago. This is nothing new. And the only reason that the Wall Street Journal is going with this is because that it is Epstein and Trump, and it will get clicks. This is a gigantic nothing.
Did Trump deny that?
Yeah, he said
That's
no.
why he's suing, because he denied it.
But Daily Mail didn't mention the weirdest part is when he wrote on the drawing where he put his name Donald was in the pubic area of the.
Yeah, I heard that,
Yeah,
but I can't
so-
find the picture.
Yeah, I know. So
where's
I
the
just don't
picture?
think Donald's doing that. I don't think Donald's drawing a naked woman and writing Donald on the vaginal area of it. I mean, I could
a
be
doodler.
wrong. I know Donald's
grab her by the.
I know, but I mean,
There are people, so that people, he was swearing up and down that he doesn't draw, and there's something people have said that, but there's also a bunch of pictures that he actually did draw of New York skyline or sky.
Oh wait, so there
skyline.
is art.
Yeah, there is.
Drawing?
Yeah, I mean, look, it is the most. The most, second, third grade,
Elementary.
most elementary
Stick
kind
figures.
of drawings you can imagine. Of course, Donald Trump says, "I've never drawn anything. I've never held a crayon or a pen. I've never done it."
I only
but
use
that's
glue.
that's typical Donald Trump stuff. But there are these pictures that he's alleged to have drawn that he signed, and he sells them, or people sell them. They're going for $20,000-$30,000 on eBay or whatever. But still, to me, this is just like this is absolutely nothing, because there's no allegations except for, hey, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein used to be friends. And there's a million pictures of Donald Trump and Jeffrey
A
Epstein.
lot of the Epstein stuff is relatively nothing. Like they say the word pedophile. Pedo, from what I learned yesterday, indicates prepubescent. So a lot of this Epstein stuff's not pedophilia. It's like girls that are 15 or 16.
There was a lot of pedophilia because Jean-Luc Brunel, we can only say so much, that Jeffrey Epstein's biggest sexual conquest that he would brag about, allegedly, was that he slept with 3 triplets that were 11 years old.
That is when it goes vile, where it's like erratic, like that. You need to.
He would brag about that.
That's pedophilia. It's grossest. The young children, you protect that. When it's 15, 16-year-old girls who are age of consent in in a lot of the world.
I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah,
not in
I
certain areas.
Ian, I'm going to save
slippery
you.
slope,
I'm saving-
yeah,
I'm
we're
saying
gonna-
that I'm stopping you because I'm saving you.
People,
no one
they don't
wants
want to
hear.
conflate. You don't want to
No one-
conflate real disgusting pedophilia.
That train has left
With the guy that got a
building.
massage and a hand job from
trying
a
to help. I'm
17-year-old, man.
trying
You
to
know.
help you. I'm trying to help you.
Don't cut me off.
That train has left the point that I'm making is that train has left the building. Most people are aware of the distinction, but it is a distinction without a difference in most people's minds.
What I'm saying is if Donald Trump got a hand job from a 15-year-old and he thought she was 18, that's a big difference than having sex with a 6-year-old.
Is it a big difference or it's just a difference? I don't know.
It is a completely different reality to get rubbed down by a girl that you think is 18 that's 16, or going after a 9-year-old. Like, it's not the same thing.
I agree, but there's two different things. It's like one, if you're being misled, you think somebody's of age, like that, you're being tricked. I mean, you're a victim, I guess you could say in that case. But still, a 16-year-old is still,
Ian,
still bad.
The problem when it comes to that kind of stuff, right? Whether you're a 16-year-old or an 11-year-old, the actual problem is the power differential from an adult male, right? Allegedly upwards of 30 or whatever. I don't know how old Donald, like 40s or whatever. If a male that's in his 40s is going to a girl that's 16 or a girl that's 11, it is just as abusive. It is every bit as abusive. No, I mean even in reality.
In reality, I'm just saying.
It is every bit as abusive for a man who's in his 40s to go after a 16-year-old or a 13-year-old. It is just as bad.
I'm not going to agree with that because age of consent, I look up age of consent 14. It's in a lot of countries in the world.
Yeah, but do you know why?
Wait, real quick. Let's have this conversation.
Hold on. The reason age of consent is like 16 or 15 or whatever is so that way a young man that's 17 or 18 that has sex with a 15-year-old doesn't get his life ruined. Okay.
I think it's so that 4-year-old men can marry young women.
No, it's
from like the Middle Ages.
Not in the United States. In the United States, the reason that they have age of consent laws is so that way young men that are, like I said, 18, maybe 19, dating a 16-year-old, it's not so bad if an 18-year-old is dating a 16-year-old. But legally, because of 18, you could say, oh, this person has their life ruined, right? But it's not. So that way a 40-year-old man can have sex with a 15-year-old. That is not what age of consent laws are for. Maybe that does prevent some people that are actually abusing the power difference here from going to jail. But the point isn't to allow adult men to have sex with teenage women. That is 100% the truth. I promise you. The intent of age.
Are you arguing that it's not illegal? Or are you saying it is illegal for a 40-year-old man to have sex with a 16-year-old?
I'm saying it is immoral and in the mind of the average person.
Okay, it's immoral. You're not. So it is legal, is what you're saying. If the age of consent is 16 and a 40-year-old man has sex with her, it's legal.
It probably would be considered legal, yes, but that's not something that that people are going to say is acceptable.
Oh, that's fine. That's another argument. I'm just saying it's not like a 9. It's a different prepubescent. Humans are different. It's a different thing. So that's just an important nuance, man.
It's not an important nuance because the question on people's minds, the problem that people have is the abusive nature of an adult man having sex with a young girl. And so whether or not it is illegal by the law, it is abusive and a power differential between an adult man and a 15-year-old girl. The problem is the abusive nature, not that it's legal or whatever. That's like
it's your opinion, man. I sound like the dude from
we
Lebowski.
can ask the chat.
Well, I can't debate
right
this.
Or wrong. One is right, two is wrong.
I mean, as a member of the Muslim Brotherhood, I mean, Muhammad did some crazy stuff, so I have to step out of this, kindly.
I guess the reason I bring it up is because I feel like people are fleeing the Epstein. They don't want to be even remotely associated with anything. They're like, I was on an airplane. There was a 17-year-old girl giving me a massage.
RFK was on the plane a bunch too. Now, did you know that? That was kind of bizarre. Did you know that? RFK went dinosaur hunting with Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly, with his family. So maybe there's more people in the Trump administration besides just Trump that would be, could be collateral damage.
I don't want people to think they have to start a nuclear war to prevent their name from coming out on a list because they had sex with the girl that was 16 that they thought was 18. Like, that's different than people going after 8-year-olds. That is a different reality.
So if the guy thinks that she's 18, then she's lying. Right, and that actually becomes a different context, right?
Yeah, that was entrapment. A lot of that was entrapment on Epstein.
And that did happen, like on Epstein, where they would like make you do gay stuff if you weren't openly gay, and they could just use that as leverage. And they would do stuff where like you would sleep with somebody and you wouldn't know they were underage. Like they would do something like it would be like a 16-year-olds or 17-year-old, and they would say, "Oh, she's 19 or 18," and they would get the girl to lie. So that does happen. But if you're on Epstein Island and you're having sex with somebody that looks young, I still think that you should be in trouble. Even if you had sex with a 16-year-old, it's legal. I don't care. I think that's gross and repugnant. But different strokes, different
To go
folks.
back to the news story, though, I think Trump's going to make a lot of money on this. And I looked this up. It's amazing. He's made $56 million off of settlements already from ABC, CBS, and Facebook. It's all gone to the Trump Presidential Library. This presidential library is going to be coated in gold by the time he's done with this.
He's been known to do those kind of things. All right, look, I think that it is time to move off of the Epstein topic.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Once and for all.
I'm totally.
It took a turn that I did not expect. It was a little
Gotta
dark.
dig that feces
Like,
out of there.
Ian, I want to kind of
know?
help you a little bit. Like, I do understand what you're trying to say, but at the end of the day, I guess the court of public opinion, even if they slept with a 17-year-old, like it's not going to be, it's not going to be okay.
If this list were released, I think that there are people that would be willing to start a nuclear war to prevent it from getting released. Like these,
That's possible.
And I don't want them to be that afraid of getting their name exposed, being associated with Epstein.
What about the conspiracy that nuclear weapons are fake? Have you ever heard that? You know why I don't
Okay,
know.
no, the nuclear weapons are fake.
Listen. Have you ever seen the footage of a
Yes,
nuclear
I know
weapon?
what you're talking
Then the
about, where
car's
the car
there, then it's gone.
disappears
Okay,
and
why is the car? Oh, I'm the crazy guy. Yet they're showing me a video with the car disappearing. I'm the crazy guy. You don't think nukes are real?
No,
And let me
because
tell you-
because
let me tell you nukes are real.
Nagasaki
Let me tell you-
actually happened.
First of all,
And
that was
Hiroshima
firebombed.
actually
Look into
happened.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They were literally trains were like the next day. The flower carts were there the next day. You can look it up. But if this is how you know nuclear bombs are not real, because if nuclear bombs are real, Israel would have already dropped one, dude. You don't think Israel would have used it?
All right,
I mean,
we're going.
crazy?
Yes, you are. We're going to the next story.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.